Hello and welcome, one and all, boys and girls and everybody in between. Today we need to be talking about what is going to be happening this week in crypto. So let's jump in and actually find out what we're going to be anticipating and what's going to be moving the price of Bitcoin itself. So first things first, this is a very similar scenario to what we had a couple of weeks ago. We had a bit of news coming out from the Eurozone, and what did we see? We saw the DXY pump pretty much to like a local all-time high. It's not an all-time high. We had crazy rates in 2000, but local all-time high in the past, like let's say, year or two. And so again, we have the European interest rate decision. We also have the GDP growth rate of the Eurozone. So if you are a big investor, if you hold lots of euros, you might move your money into the dollar, i.e. DXY goes up and euro goes down, which is what we're expecting. And what happens when the DXY goes up? As we've always seen, we see these risk on assets fall. We see Bitcoin fall. Fairly standard procedure, really, nothing crazy. But I think in the beginning of the week, because of this anticipation, we will be seeing people perhaps even shorting the DXY, or we'll see this kind of pump in risk on assets. But I will say, guys, and that might only be very small, but the overarching theme is that because of this level of, I guess, recession potential, but also the Fed are going to be doing crazy high rate hikes. And we know this, and we're okay with this, So we are going to see stocks continue to fall. We are going to see the DXY get even higher because of this bit of news that we have coming up. And so as a result, we will see Bitcoin fall, I think. But just moving on to what it is that we have in this week ahead, Bellatrix is basically coming. This is the first part of the proof of stake movement that Ethereum is taking. Bellatrix is the first stage on September 6th. So this is going to happen on Tuesday. Ethereum node runners have been asked to update their clients in preparation for Bellatrix and to ensure a smooth transaction, which is actually kind of nice. We then see 1inch announced last week that it intends to do a retrospective airdrop of 300,000 OP, which is the Optimism Network, tokens to 1inch wallet holders, which is an Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. So that's something we need to be aware of. And three, a deadline awaits. So we are waiting for President Joe Biden's executive order on cryptocurrency. As per the 9th of March order, 7 reports from agencies are due to the White House after 120 days, putting their deadline at September 5th, which is Monday, due to the Labor Day, the day after Labor Day, I should say. So this is kind of what we're looking for. These might be moving the markets. If this comes out with something like, hey, we're going to ban all crypto, obviously it's going to be going down and we're not going to be very happy. So are we looking at a kind of a new bottom for crypto? Well, to be honest, there's a lot of, there's actually no buying under 20K, I will say, under 10K, my mistake. Lots of buying under 20. But the overview of what this has mentioned is basically that equities markets will decide when Bitcoin can go back up. And this is one thing I always say. I hate it. I've put it on Twitter even recently. Just when people say, like, they show the chart of Bitcoin and then they just draw a line down and a massive line up. And then they think it's technical analysis. It really does my Swede in, because I'm like, well, hang on a second. You're just looking at Bitcoin. You're not looking at the wider markets. Bitcoin is a financial asset. And in order to examine any financial asset, you have to look at all of the other financial assets it's tied to. So we have to look at this. We have to see what's going to happen with the Fed. We have to see what's going to happen with the stock market. We have to see what the overall investor sentiment is. And this does include Bitcoin. Obviously putting pressure on all risk assets. People just don't think that crypto is a risk asset. They just see it as like, oh, it's crypto, it must go up. No. I love crypto. I do. But I hate when people do this. Anyway, synergy between big energy and Bitcoin miners is a net positive for Bitcoin. Obviously, yeah, like, I don't really need to get into this, to be honest. Mining, people are going to be mining no matter what. That is kind of it. More people kind of invest in energy companies because energy prices goes up. That means that they can kind of go and get more energy, and they can produce more energy, which means that people can use it for Bitcoin mining, which is great. And finally, regulation and a growing desire to self-custody will drive Bitcoin Lightning Network growth. This is very, very true. We do need a bit of regulation in this space. I don't know how much is going to be too much, I will say. But as we see here, Bernard has predicted that over time, more and more people will learn to demand final settlement of their Bitcoin, meaning that more people will hold their own keys. We do need this. We need, what was it? Alex, what was his last name? Let me know down in the comments. The guy in the Celsius guy, Alex Kaczynski, something like this. He said, not your keys, not your crypto. And he's absolutely right, to be fair. He is absolutely right. But just looking at Bitcoin here, we can see we're at a few kind of key levels of support, always bouncing around this 9,500 level, little bit above, obviously, because there's probably lots and lots of buy orders when we get to 9.6, 9.550, 9.5, etc. So this is a key level of support. There's a slight uptrend here, but basically we are kind of being squeezed down into this kind of level here as you see a bit of a trend. But I'm not going to go into too many of the technicals because AJ will be doing that with you guys later on or tomorrow when we go live. But overall, look, the markets are down. We're not looking pretty good. One thing that I think this is actually not true, and I've said this before when it happened, because it has happened before where the probability of a 75 basis point hike dropped. This is wrong. I am going to tell you right now, this, in my opinion, is wrong. I think we are 100% going to see a 75 basis point hike here. And then I think we're going to see probably a 50 basis point hike here. And then I think the Fed will take the foot off the gas. Just going on what they've said. So I'm ended up on a 3.75 to a 4% Fed rate hike by the end of the year. This is what I'm going for. It seems really strange to me that nothing has happened over this past week, but somehow the Fed's message has just been diluted and we've gone from a 73% likelihood to a 57. It just seems ridiculous to me. But anyway, just kind of moving on. Last story just to finish off on. Celsius, if you are a customer, they have Celsius files to resume withdrawals from select customers. Only for select customers. But look, guys, they're going to release 50 million of the 250 million held in custody program and withhold accounts. As of mid-May, Celsius had over $11 billion in assets under management. And they're going to release 50 mil. Oh, thank you. That's so nice, Celsius. You're such good guys. You're almost as good as the guys at Voyager who allowed 1.9 million. No, was it? Yeah, $1.9 million to be paid in bonuses. Bonuses to the same guys who created the problem that we're now dealing with. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, look, guys, that's everything from me this week. Obviously, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, follow us, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter so that we can keep you up to date every single day. Like I said, you've got my predictions. I think that we might see a bit of a pushback or push to the upside in the price of Bitcoin, maybe testing those levels of resistance. But ultimately, towards the end of the week, DXY is going to get stronger, and I think Bitcoin will come down. But that's just personally what I think at the moment. So let me know if I'm wrong. Like the comment, like the video if I am right. And we will come back to this and see this later. Have a good day. Take care.